Hello and welcome to the Agents of Artemis official University of streaming. Today we are with Summoner Society. I am hosting with Profound Race, and we'll be watching BFG Sakura versus ASAP. How are you feeling about it?
I'm really excited to see these gamers fight it out, and I'm really excited to see how they go and learn more about our community in OC Valorant female. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. I've seen this. I haven't really seen the videos before, so I'm very excited.
So the two teams that are playing today is Team Sakura and Team ASAP. Do you know much about these two teams, Soju?
I think that's for example, Sunderhood and Tokyo. I believe were previously part of the ME team called Space Going, which initially tried going for when I first entered the competitive scene here. So yeah, those are really easy players and I felt like
Yeah, for sure. What do we know about how they went in the quarterfinals? Do you know how they went against the teams then?
I didn't get to watch the quarterfinals, unfortunately, since they weren't streamed.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the stats up on my side monitor here, but I've lost the link, so I'm like trying to look it up, but...
We can take a look at it. So we can see that BFG Sakura won 2-0 against Valahi, and ASAP also won 2-0 against Fury, so it's a pretty good competition going on here.
Yeah, I also can see here that Tokyo on Team ASAP has the highest KDA out of the game so far. They had a KDA of 6, which is really impressive.
That's actually really unreal.
Yeah, the next two top KDAs actually was Vivid Dawn, and Emmy. Emmy on Team ASAP as well, and Vivid Dawn I don't think is playing today. So they both, I don't know, there were two Vivid, so I'm really confused if they're the same Vivid. It's Vivid Loon and Vivid Dawn.
It is the same team. Vivid, Obsidian, and
Okay.
the FE team and SE, which I think competed in the previous like game changer too in Southeast Asia.
Yeah. So Emmy had a KDA of 4.4, and Vivid had a KDA of 4.7. So I would definitely look out at Tokyo and see how Tokyo performs in this lobby, because Tokyo really performed really well in the quarterfinals, just in general. So it'd be great to see her pop off again.
Yeah, all of these teams have just been popping up. Like I'm currently waiting for the quarterfinal brackets, and every team that won like 2-0.
Yes, actually, I just got some information from our broadcasting team behind the scenes, and looking at the previous matches from the quarterfinal, Sakura, when they versed Valahi, went 2-13 in game 1 and 7-13 in game 2. So very strong players on Team Sakura. And for Team ASAP, they actually did even better. 0-13 and 1-13 in their respective games. So it'll be really good to see these two strong teams versus each other, Sakura and ASAP. And yeah, we'll see how they go. So we are going to look at the maps now. The format of the tournament is the standard format where each team will ban some maps and then they'll pick, and then they'll have the final map as the decider. And as you can see here, these are the final maps chosen by the teams. The first map is Fracture, which was chosen by Team Sakura. The second map was Team Breeze, chosen by Team ASAP. And the final deciding map was Ascent.
I feel like everyone loves Ascent this, and I'm definitely excited to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Fracture, on the other hand, is a map I have quite a hatred for.
I'm actually quite surprised about seeing Fracture and Breeze, but maybe that's just my solo queue discomfort at these maps coming out. Maybe in this professional scene, we'll actually be able to see some really good plays, and hopefully I'll be able to learn something from these amazing gamers and be able to transfer it into my own solo queue experience.
Yeah, I'm especially excited to watch Fracture because definitely gonna see some pretty interesting lineups, seeing as it's quite hard of a map to attack on based on past experience.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything in particular you would like to talk about these maps? Anything special about, say, for the first map we want to discuss?
For first map, Fracture.
Yes. Anything we need to keep in mind? Who are the most common agents on Fracture?
I feel like I'd definitely love to see some pretty interesting Razor or Neon plays on Fracture. It's a map where you can definitely take advantage of movement, and I really want to see a lot
Yes, for sure.
of that.
Yeah, I do remember seeing a lot of pro players play Neon on Fracture and seeing the rotates around the map. It's a very good map for rotating around, especially the way that it's structured and everything like that. I have not seen any more recent games yet professionally played on the new updated version of Fracture, so it'd be really interesting to see how the teams utilize those new changes with the map, especially coming from the drop and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would make attacking a whole lot easier, especially coming out of the 8-ish side.
For sure. And especially with with Rays and stuff and everything. I'm really excited to see that. So we are going to go into the lobby soon. They have selected all the agents, and we'll be able to see the game and agent select right now. You can see we have on the left side Team Sakura, and on the right side we have Team ASAP.
I'm really excited that I see that hover towards the end, and I really hope she gets picked.
Yes, we have had 3 agents already locked in on Team. 4 agents locked in on Team Sakura. They are very confident in their picks. We can see we've got Fade already locked in, Chamber, Brim, and Neon, of course. As I mentioned before, I really do enjoy seeing Neons on Fracture, and we already have Neon locked in on the other team as well. Very certain about having a Neon on this map. Both of these teams are.
We're actually seeing a bit of a mirror combat here. The only difference is probably the Rays against Fade from both teams.
Yeah, that is actually true. Do they have any Sentinel? No, not Sentinels. Sorry.
What's
Control? No. What's the one where the Fade? Fade's
Fade is an initiator, yes.
Initiator. Yeah, there's no. Yeah. They've only got Breach as an initiator on the other team.
I'm really liking the double initiator comp though, coming out of BFG.
Yes.
Especially seeing Breach on Fracture. Oh my god, this is gonna be a very exciting match.
So, welcome to Fracture, everyone.
It's such a beautiful design map. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Alright, so we're looking at 0-0 now, and it looks like we're gonna be seeing the defenders quite spread out. What are your thoughts so far, Profound?
So we do have 2 people heading towards B side and 3 heading towards A. That is pretty standard from what I'm used to seeing. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm very curious to whether or not they'll attack all in one side or whether they'll spread out and attack both sides at the same time. But it looks like they are definitely going towards the B side. No one's picked up the spike yet, but that might be on purpose, so that should be fine. I do trust these people, of course. Oh.
Emmy immediately.
And already. Yeah, we've already lost 2 people.
So that'll be 3 to 5 immediately, like so fast into the run.
So it is currently a 3v5. The defenders have lost 2 already, and the attackers are already on point.
Scary though, quite confident with Frenzy over there, and that'll be a 3 to 4 with the Fate extremely low on another team.
They're so low. They've got so little health of defenders. There's only 1 left, and yes, it does look like the attackers won the first round. ASAP has won. So you can see here that the attackers are in fact buying more buying up for this round. We've got some Spectres and Marshals coming out here. It does look like the
pick from Emmy is quite interesting though, since I
found
that it's quite viable with the Neon Dash as well.
Yeah, for sure. So then Neon can go in, hopefully grab a pick here. It does look like the defenders are all pushing out from one site. They're all committing to B, and in fact, but they've only had 1 of the attackers on the B side, and they're all already on A. So the hard commitment to B did not quite turn out as planned or as hoped by the defenders. So the 3 remaining defenders are now rotating and trying to head towards A, and hopefully they can take the site back.
Bit of a retake situation though, so it's looking quite tough.
Ooh, and Fluorescent got caught out there. Did not expect somebody hiding there in that corner. 2 defenders left. Chambers looking insanely low. And once again, the attackers won the round. So here we see, we're probably going to be seeing Sakura, Team Sakura, being able to afford a bit more expensive guns than Team ASAP. And as you can see, they do have some Vandals and Phantoms over there on their team, while Team ASAP do have the Spectres still.
It looks like we'll be looking at a bit of a rush towards A side now, Neon in the lead, and
Yes.
2 defenders outside.
Chamber is watching in case the defenders do come out of B side, but nothing is happening there.
It looks like defenders are taking over quite well this round, so this might be an opportunity for them to get their first point on the board.
It is looking very promising for these defenders for sure. ASAP have only got 2 members left, while Sakura has 4.
Last player
standing. It looks like they won't be able to get a Ponton so far.
1 member left for Team ASAP. Let's see what Vivid Loon can do with this Marshall. They don't know exactly where the remaining people are, so they're hovering and oh!
Vivid Loon does and unfortunately gets taken out.
Very, very good attempt from ASAP, though. They did manage to take 2 members down, even with the lower economy.
And it looks like we'll be looking at 1 to 2 now. And finally, guns against equal guns against each other coming from both teams.
Yeah, it'll be really good to see an equal Vandal team fight between these 2 teams. There's actually, I believe that these teams are actually fairly well matched. They're able to it's very good trades happening here. So it'll be really nice to see how they do when they both have the exact same guns.
And looks like they'll be putting up arcade now, and Emmy immediately goes for the neon ball and looks like that. Unfortunately gets stuck. But she does manage to get one.
Taken out.
And gets another one.
Spike planted.
The spike has been planted, and the it is slightly heading towards there's one more player on ASAP's team and only 3 on the defenders at the moment. So the defenders are going to have to try and reclaim the site with 1 player down.
And unfortunately gets stunned though, and it's quite tough here, but it seems like everyone has this to be played out with 3
Last player standing.
and actually gets 4.
And an
And
ace from Emmy? That is insane! Well done. I hope somebody was able to clip that. That is actually incredible. Emmy already outperforming herself in this lobby. 6-1. Got her ultimate already as well. It might be exciting to see maybe in this round she might use it. She does actually drop her gun. She does not buy a gun in this round. She has 4,000 credits and chooses to instead save her gun, give to somebody else, and hopefully we'll be able to see
I'm
her
out
pop
of
off
here.
with her ultimate in this round.
Here we go! Immediately go for it, just dashing right away beside. And there we go. See the neon all coming down, and all the enemies are free. It's not find anyone, however.
Nobody is on site. Oh, and she got taken out by Chambers' ultimate.
Spike
Yeah, bit of an
planted.
unfortunate situation right there, but that'll be 4-4 this round.
Yeah, it is even at the moment. And Chambers does have his ultimate still.
Open up the sky.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
And that'll be a 1v1 chamber on chamber with Psycho Stewart of course out.
Who's the better Chamber? Oh, and
Yeah, looks
Rosa
like we have our
does
answer.
win the round. So it is now 1-4 towards ASAP. ASAP now have 4 rounds on the board. And Sakura do have to go safe round here. They do not actually have the money to full buy. Unfortunately, yeah, even with the Chamber ultimate from last round, they weren't able to take the round and get some more money back. So
That
they want to
works.
save it.
Yeah, quite unfortunate for BFG in this round as they
Out of all
have
set.
quite no way to take advantage of the fatal so far.
Teleport's broken.
Now we see Emmy trying to take advantage of actually so but took the advantage to get the first kill and who goes right there but unfortunately gets taken out by Classic.
Ooh, forced to move by the utility here. Emmy is half HP but does manage to get a
player
kill on
standing.
a few people, and Rosa also gets some kills. There's one
Emmy-
person left, and poor Fluorescent was not able to clutch the round in a 1v4 situation. But this was a save from Sakura, so now they are able to full buy here. There is even an operator coming out on the chamber. It'll be really good to see which side chamber is going to be defending from, and hopefully they will be able to take this round with this investment on chamber.
Yeah, it looks like Psycho is pushing from its spawn right now, and BFG looks fancy to take out Emmy. And we have the Raze ult actually coming out of Tokyo. So we'll see if she'll be able to get one kill like that. And she absolutely does, she gets one. And that'll be 4-4 immediately into the round with the spike.
Chamber is slowly rotating here. They're slowly trying to get back onto B side. They have no idea where any of the attackers are.
One enemy
Rosa
remaining.
does manage to take one, and so does Breach.
That's almost gets to the fusion though.
Such a close round. That was very close. I honestly thought she had it. Seriously. It was so close.
Probably 1-6 right now though. So that's a bit of a strong lead coming out of ASUP so far.
So it's a 1-6 at the moment towards Team ASAP. And once again, Sakura does have to, in fact, do a save round here.
Launching smoke.
And we see it looks as well, like trying to go for an Earl, but unfortunately gets taken out early into the round. Now we're looking at Yuto being thrown out at ASAP, and pretty tough attempt to take on site this time. Seems like Tokyo might be able to catch them off guard though if she does play this carefully.
She gets seen, actually, but manages to get one kill still. So it is now a 2v4. Unfortunately, defenders only have 2 people left, and they are still
One
on a
enemy
save.
remaining.
1 person left now for defenders.
Looks like Forrest in is trapped though. Not quite a way out there, but manages to get one for a stinger before getting taken out by Sandra.
So, once again, Sakura does have a full buy here. They actually also have 3 ultimates each. There is a Brim ult, a Fade ult, Breach ult on Team Sakura. This is really good for them to hopefully be able to take the point back if they if the attackers manage to get onto point. They have really good
Spike
to
planted.
reclaim.
Yeah, ASAP manages to take on site really quickly right there. And unfortunately instantly gets damaged, so that'll be quite a tough situation with the Breach and Neon Glow, but yeah.
They still do have
Stim beacon here.
they still do have the Brim ultimate left. Will Brim
That's
use it here?
quite a trap right there.
They found Emmy at the top,
Player standing. Team Ace.
and unfortunately they didn't know that there was one more person on drop and
These new friends of ours
got
are not
caught
so
out there.
friendly.
And we'll be seeing a timeout actually coming out of BFG. So what are our shots so far, Profound?
So I am seeing here that Team ASAP is really performing really well. Actually seeing so much coming out from Rosa here. I was looking out to see whether Tokyo would actually be popping off in this game, considering how high their KDA was during the quarterfinals. But Rosa is currently sitting at a 14-3, doubling basically most of the people in this lobby's kills. And after that, everyone has around about between, you know, just the next highest kills is actually 8. So doing really well, Rosa is.
Yeah, I believe that ASAP is just so much more coordinated right now. They're just like executing all their plays perfectly.
So timeout is now over, and we're going back into the game. It does look like they are actually going to be buying a half buy. I thought they actually were going to commit to that Phantom on Brim there, but no, it is going to be a half buy again from Sakura. They are quite poor, but yeah, hopefully this round they'll be able to get some value out of their buy.
Definitely winnable though, depending on how they play off this round. I feel like finding the first pick is probably the hardest part.
Right here. Smoke's down.
And we'll be seeing an entry towards 8ish right here coming out of A sub.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, looks like the side is fully free for them.
I don't think so.
Ooh, what a headshot! Rosa surprises us again with another headshot here. And Emmy manages to catch Sakura out when she was rotating.
I think it's 2 right there actually, so that'll be a 2 to 5 for A sub.
One
does not
more
come on that.
bullet
Player
left.
standing.
Fluorescent one again, stuck in a 1v4 situation. But just a Spectre though, having to retake on her own and quite thinks Thunder from right there and manages to get her, but time is running out. And that'll be 129 now for Asa.
We might be
Right
seeing
there.
a chamber ultimate coming out from Team Sakura here on defense, while everybody else, except for Fluorescent, has their Vandal or Phantom.
Yeah, Fluorescent was stuck with a save last round, so I'm not sure how she'll be working with this. But with the Psycho and the Spirit Force, I'm quite confident that this round is winnable for them.
Ooh!
Psycho might just get one right there, but appears to be that the attackers will be backing off for now.
Yes, Psycho there was by themselves on point B. Everybody else was on point A, and managed to get that kill and get out safely with the teleport.
And Lux managed to get caught off guard right there, so that'll be 3 to 4 with Tokyo taking out Fluorescent. And Tokyo appears to be creeping up with Ace and looking for perhaps a pick right there, but unfortunately gets caught in smoke and gets splits right there. And we'll be seeing the plantain so far by Sandra, and once again it's a retake situation
Last
for
player
BFG.
standing.
But Sandra takes out Anna.
There's one person left. Psycho is the last one left. Still has the chamber gun. Does not realize someone. Ooh.
Fortune gets stunned right there, but that'll be a 1 to 4 situation, 2 to 4s in hand. Pretty much rounded right now, but manages to get one for getting taken out by Loon.
Last round in the half.
That was
So
quite a
last
round,
round-
and that was quite a
last
round,
round-
and now will be.
Go, go, go! Shortcut!
And then we're looking at the last round of the health, seeing him, and Queen gets some right there, and looks like he'll be backing up for now, but Psycho manages to get one with the operator.
It's very, very good opening pick from Psycho there.
Looks like Emmy is trapped though, not much of value being output by her ult right now.
Take this!
Seeing a neon winner up here is actually quite rare, but it seems like she's working out perfectly with it, and Fluorescent gets a pick on loot right there, so turning it to 4-2-3. Emmy though, only 46 HP to work with.
Honestly, here I'm kind of hoping that the defenders can get one more round. They are actually at an advantage here, so
Spike down, one enemy remaining.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing a chamber 1v1 once again, 1-2-10, and
Spike planted.
Psychic is watching with her up here, but well, it looks like she'll be switching to a Vandal.
These are ooh. Sakura does manage to manage to get around a little bit of a BM here, but not really. A bit of a celebration dance from Sakura there, as they did manage to finish the last round. Kind of happy to see that they do, in fact, manage to finish 2-10. Did get one more round on the board. So we are now entering halftime here, and we are switching sides. So Sakura here will now be attacking, and ASAP will now be on the defending side. It was really cool, though, honestly, to see the two chambers there in that final fight right there. Right, Soju?
Yeah, we've seen them in the exact situation 2 times. It's just really nerve-wracking, actually. I never know who's going to win. Both of them are quite amazing players, as you can see, Saikyo and Rosa being the top fraggers of their respective teams.
Yeah, I love seeing the two top fraggers battle it out, because then we can kind of see, you know, which top fragger is actually the better one or anything like that. So it was really good to see Saikyo actually win that 1v1.
Now we'll be looking at a play out towards A side, just a full rush in, and looks like they're trying to find a first pick. Frenzy in hand.
Lux has absolutely no idea that there was someone. Rosa is actually still above.
One enemy remaining.
Just a good one before getting traded, and that'll be a win for ASAP.
A little bit of a hide and seek there. Rosa did up the top there. Was it Rosa? Was it? Yeah, it was Rosa, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Rosa. Looks like ASAP is just immediately taking on their momentum towards the second hull.
Yeah, so we will be seeing, we actually are seeing both teams buy up here, even though Sakura did lose the first round. They are buying up because it is so close right now to a possible loss in the first game, so they do need that buy.
Yeah, they're just really determined to get to the first point though. Yeah, I would be pleased. So we're looking at
that was actually such a close shot.
Because the very unfortunate gets taken out right there by Sandra.
Last player standing.
Sandra is absolutely going at it right now. 3 kills with the second. And Emmy takes the last kill right there, and that'll be 2-12 match point.
Match point. So they did actually buy up last round, Sakura. So they still are quite struggling for cash right now. They are going to try and buy as much as they can, though. So hopefully they can clutch up this final round and give us another round in this game.
Yeah, it looks like they're just haven't decided on the plan. Sticking around spawn for now.
Yeah, they actually are not heading towards any direction, but you can see the defenders are walking out a little bit.
They're slowly setting up, but we have Balloon just always like so prepared to flash.
Yeah. And the defenders, the attackers actually get 2 kills here.
Yeah,
the defenders that were pushing
quite sell their weapons, so that'll be 4-3.
There's now a 2v3. I do believe Sakura has a chance here. What do you think, Soju?
I think Tracer is absolutely going back and forth right now. I really think they do have a chance of winning still.
Yeah, I am rooting for them. Hopefully they get one more round. They actually missed the Vandal, Team Sakura. They did not see the Vandal, so unfortunately, ASAP has now a Vandal on their team. But they do manage to clutch it up and take that Vandal, and we'll be able to take that Vandal into the next round. They also have more money, and hopefully we'll be able to get one more round again.
Emmy though immediately going for the operator buy, so we've seen her do these shots.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, looking like a pretty even matchup for this round. We have rifles and rifles, and
yeah, we do.
Of Emmy, which I'm really excited to see.
I am excited to see this as well, especially if she slides out, gets a shot, and slides back away. They do not realize there was actually a chamber waiting for them around that corner. The chamber does try to attack, but
And he does much from them, but we see the Brim all being let out, and quite a hard situation for the Tigers to take on now.
Yeah.
It seems to be no problem for Rosa, who immediately gets a headshot on Rosa.
Yes, Rosa with those headshots are really, really crisp headshots.
Got the spike.
Fortunately, gets traded out by Glitz, so end up with a 2v situation for BFG.
Open up this.
Last player standing. Spike down.
See an
B.
ultimate coming out from Brim, and it's now up to me.
Back up. Gotta go.
Yeah, looking like a pretty good
I got spike.
Fortunately, takes some fall damage right there.
She does take some fall damage, and it is now a 1v2 situation. Yes, she unfortunately did not see
Defenders win.
the person up in tower rotate around.
I'm so proud.
So that was the first game in the best of 3 in the semifinals between Sakura and ASAP. And we do see here ASAP taking the first win against Sakura, with Rosa popping off insanely in this match. She went 21-8. 21-8, Soju. What do you think about that?
Just something about Chamber players that being absolutely amazing, I think. Like, playing Chamber, I feel, takes a lot of confidence, and Rosa has exactly that.
Yes, for sure. Rosa does definitely have a lot of confidence. Looking at these, the amounts of like damage she's done, she got 5 first bloods as well. So a lot of opening picks. She definitely opened up the game a lot for her team, using the operator and her ultimate and everything like that. Rosa performed really, really well.
Yeah, just an aggressive player who just keeps winning her duels. It's absolutely amazing to watch.
Yes. Yeah, it really is very amazing to watch, for sure. Are there any other standout players in this match that you'd like to talk about, Soji?
I would say that I really appreciate Tokyo's performance. Like, that last kill was honestly so clean. I really enjoyed watching her.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed watching actually all of them, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
the
the
best player in the world. If you do not want to see my tracker stats at all. So watching all of these lovely, amazing gamers pop off was really inspiring for me personally. So this tournament does actually have a prize pool. You can see here, we have a sponsorship for the stream, for the tournament, Berserk, and they are giving away $1,100 in vouchers to Berserk, which is split amongst the top 4 teams. And we also have the $400 cash prize as well, which is also split amongst the top 4 teams as well. So hopefully the top 4 in the tournament will be able to enjoy the winnings they have definitely earned. So we do have 2 more games in this tournament. Possibly, hopefully I want 2 more games, honestly. I love watching Valorant games. So hopefully we get 2 more, but it is a best of 3. And so, yeah, we'll see you guys after a break. It's a short break, and yeah, we'll have some more games afterwards.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to Agents of Artemis. My name is Zovi, and I'm rejoined here with Soju. That was an amazing first map, I'll say. What do you think of it, Soju?
I really enjoyed it. Watching ASAP was just astonishing. Like, he just kept winning their rounds and like gaining momentum. I really enjoyed watching that map.
Yeah, I completely agree. And obviously now we're headed over to Breeze, which I've been told, you know, they 13-0'd on that map in the quarterfinals, and we just saw them 13-2 against ASAP. What do you think has to change for them?
I think ASAP is just incredibly coordinated with us. So I believe that BFG Sakura should just follow suit and like start winning their duels and like coordinating with each other.
Yeah, and maybe it'll lie in, you know, what agents they like to play, and maybe like some standouts that we need to see some better performances out of, so we can go over to our player breakdown maybe.
Yeah.
And like we said, I think I saw on the tail end of that some chamber on chamber action. Is there anything you want to tell me that I've missed out of the team out of Sakura?
Yeah, we really do love our chamber action. I've just like seen such amazing like shots and aim coming out of these players.
And we can jump over to see ASAP here and their breakdown here. We love the double chamber, you know, in case they need to swap over and decide to have an extra sentinel. There are 3 of them on chamber. That's so funny.
I really do love chamber double
right now. Still overpowered. And yeah, I wonder if how this will change once we get onto Breeze.
Interesting though, I saw Rosa on chamber. It was just last match instead of the other 3. So yeah, Rosa actually popped up and was the match MVP of that round.
Ooh, wait, what agent did she have listed? I just kind of like
Fade.
She forgot it. She was
Yeah,
on Fade.
Exactly.
Interesting. I feel like that's a big switch up, and I wonder what we'll see her play on this next map. And yeah, in our third map, if we do end up going to a like 2-1 fight to the death in the semifinals, we'll go to Ascent. But for now, I think we're ready to go into Breeze here.
Alright, let's see it.
And we're gonna go ahead and get started here very soon. Is there any agent you specifically want to see come out of either team here when we get into agent select?
I feel like with Breach it's quite like tough to decide on an agent comp, but an interesting one would definitely be Yoru. I have not seen him being played on Breeze besides PRX.
That's just true. Yoru, you know, with those TPs, able to rotate really fast on such a wide map like Breeze. I personally want to see, you know, those Viper picks, which is like, there they are. You know, just being able to lock down that B site on that defense is so, like, I think great, and able to cut off the rotates through mid with that wall. I personally love playing it, but we'll see how, you know, Glitz has locked it in, how they use it, and we'll see if Sandra locks it in as well. Anything else you see that's interesting here?
Definitely the Harbor pick. I have actually not seen him being played competitively, so I'm absolutely excited to watch this play out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that BFG Sakura has 2 duelists, one being the Reyna, the other being the Jet, you know. We'll have the Leers at least, because they don't really have any other flash characters with their initiator being Sova. We do see, like, basically a mirror comp other than Emmy with the Harbor, so it looks like they are going to possibly run a double controller here, and just, like, only 1 Sentinel, 1 Duelist, which will be interesting. I know this is like the first Harbor pick, like in a tournament. Isn't that interesting? Like, I feel like even with the buffs, he's kind of not meta at all. What are you thinking they're gonna use him for?
Harbor is absolutely like something that has lots of potential in the right person. So I'm hoping that Emmy is that right person exactly. Since yeah, I just haven't seen him a lot. He wasn't seen at all in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, exactly. We were told that it's like the first pick. It wasn't picked at all in the quarterfinals. I think like for a map as big as Breeze, it'll be nice for closing off angles, especially with that buff having the double wall in place, able to use that. And with that, we're going to jump right in. We can see, like I said, closing off angles, we'll be able to close off, you know, mid-pyramid, side pyramid with those walls, hopefully, here on the A site.
Yeah, we'd love to see our double controller lineups.
And we are going to see, you know, I see a lot of classics on the side of BFG with, you know, Psycho with the Ghost. Oh, we're buying more Ghosts. Okay, I was about to say. You know, Reyna with the classics, an interesting pick. But we're seeing, you know, a heavy stack towards that B site, kind of down down long. It looks like they are going to be met with it looks like they're going to be met with Rosa here, and it's going to be their first challenge over on that B site.
It's actually the first time I've seen a B execute on a first round release, and we see Rosa is quickly taking out Fluorescent right here.
And we do see Emmy here, you know, just making their way down mid, using that wall, like I said, and they're kind of going through elbow to try and cut off these rotates here. And looks like they are gonna find Lux here in elbow. We're getting traded, or they find Lux, not the kill, but then they get traded out here. And Glitz is gonna get the plant down for BFG. It is a 3v2 retake, but we do see the Chambers low on this side. Lux is low after that confrontation here, and is gonna be being back towards main as the rest of the team then gets rotated over here for this retake.
Yeah, looking like Loon with the recon, he's trying to find a pick right there, but yeah, and Mudge is a good one.
Last player standing.
Fortunately, that'll be a 1v2 situation.
And we
for
see,
them.
and now
enemy
all
remaining.
three members are very, very low. Loon finds Glitz and is now looking for the last one, who's, like I said, pushed down towards B main. Has the rendezvous set up here. 24 HP is going to be sticking it. Pros don't fake here. Lux is going to swing, however, just barely misses it. It's half. Just swing peeking, and Loon is good for another, and looks like they are good for that defuse with 0.76 seconds and the clutch.
Recognition is nice now and then. Thank you.
That was a very good retake.
I know, yeah. I think, Lux there kind of like played it very safe. Obviously, they were dropped down to low HP after the confrontation with Emmy elbow, but like kind of like just gave 1v1s to Loon as they retook, like you said.
Yeah, she isolated like all the angles perfectly, and like util use especially, it's something to take note of.
Exactly. And it looks like they've instead opted to go now towards A hit. Looks like they are all going to go towards A main. I don't see anybody heading up halls quite yet. Or maybe Viper's, I think Viper's just walling, not heading up halls. We don't see any mid lurks either, as they're now going to, looks like the recon bolt is going to get destroyed by Loon. I think it didn't detect any, and we're going to see the drone also get destroyed for Anna as the Viper wall goes up, and they're trying to execute with that Lear and the dash into Jet. Looks like they are going to get shock darted out. And it looks like now we see Reyna, we see her on her way over to halls, you know, to try and get that lurk going to get some momentum for the team as the rest of the team kind of falls back towards spawn.
For Marshals against ASAP though, they're pretty much just surrounded right now, and looks like they'll be going for a rotate towards B side.
Yes, and I'm like I said, I'm going to be paying attention to Fluorescent to see if they're able to make anything out of this Halls lurk. Loon has now repositioned towards mid's door to try and cut off any rotates through mid. We do see that Sova Dart go towards tunnel, and Loon's able to break it, but they are now ready, holding with the Marshal, and it looks like they are going to dink, maybe? No, they missed on Anna, and Anna's able to find them with a classic. We'll see if they're able to recover that Marshal here, but Emmy is able to find Lux on their own as they try and rotate back towards that A site, and they fall back, not overheating with that one pick.
Spike down B.
But it's now falling apart a little bit, and it's now a 3v2 situation here. And I think it's just our
30
it's our
seconds
duelist that was lurking, and our Sova left. And we'll go ahead and see how they make something out of this round.
Looks like everyone's doing a bit of a watch over, and does get Anna right there.
And we are seeing now Emmy once again playing a little aggro, going down mid here. And we see Sandra with that Spectre vibe. I think that's their second one kill this round. And it's now 2-0.
Yeah, winning both rounds. I feel like that's some pretty good momentum coming out for ASAP so far.
Yes, except now we have a full buy out of the side of BFG Sakura, and we have I did see like Loon, and I saw Tokie. I don't know if that's pronounced right. Tokie. Do you know how it's pronounced?
Tokyo, I believe.
Tokyo, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
they just spelled it.
Yeah, I guess like the city.
It looked like an A. Sorry. And looks like they were gonna buy a Vandal, but have opted for the Sheriff here. And we see now, just like as the round starts, now more of a mid position. They've hit all sides of the map already in the by this third round. They won another 13-0. They're coming for blood here. We see Emmy with the wall going through mid to try and cut off that like nest positioning, that nest view, along with that tunnel view, along with the Viper wall coming out here, as Emmy's going to be able to rotate over to that site.
Wave crashing.
Bit of a tough retake though for Emmy if she does like wishes to go for it since oh, goes through the wall anyway actually.
Bloody death.
Yeah, they go for the wall, and it looks like the majority of Soccer has now taken
Last
site.
player
We do
standing.
see Anna able to find Emmy from back site with that Vandal that got advantage, and Rosa as well, who also had a Marshal. I will say they were able to get one, so obviously not that bad of an eco round, but it's not the 13-0 that they got in the quarterfinals. Soccer is like, that's not happening to us. We are here. We want a third map.
Yeah, that'll be the first round on the board for Sakura. Really excited to see how this plays out actually, since I do want to see BO3 properly. I want to see the Turk map coming.
Yes, I personally want to see Ascent. It's one of my favorite maps, so it'll be interesting to see if Sakura can pull it out, obviously. They're on their way on towards tying things up, only a 1-round difference here. It looks like we are going to see a mid hit again here, as we see Anna with the early dart again towards tunnel here. And they're gonna we met with 2 people doors though, kind of watching over them. And as they rotate back towards B main, we do have now the Jet rotating through tunnel back towards B main to reinforce Sandra's hold of, you know, that entrance, and making 3 members making their way up towards that B entrance.
If they do decide to push for this B entrance though, there's only 1 Viper against them. I feel like it'll be a pretty easy entry for BFG.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're waiting for this Viper Orb to drop. We do see Lux and Anna kind of holding this crossfire in case they were to over-aggress. And they are going to invest the drone here, which makes me think they are about to hit this site. And is going to clear the right side. I don't know if they're going to see. They don't quite catch Sandra here. But Psycho is able to find Emmy, it looks like, mid-doors as they pushed out on that rotate here. And Anna's going to fall back as Psycho also finds Loon. And they decided to abandon the B site and go towards that A based on those picks, but Rosa says no, is able to find Psycho here. Anna trying to dart to clear out where they are, and they're going to fight Tokyo and get the pick there. And now they kind of feel like they're cut off, but Lux going to go ahead and open that B site back up, and they decide to rotate, looks like, back over, since they know where the last player is. They know they're mid-doors.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking at a 1v3 situation right now, not looking to get off for ace stuff, but it's like BFG will be getting them planted.
You did say Rosa was their MVP, so, you know, those chamber 1v3s, those clutches can be pretty good. But Anna might have the timing here, and they do. Anna good for 3 that round, able to, you know, cut off the rotates, able to clear out a site for possible rotate, and then able to hold it effectively on that last one, non-labeling Rosa to get the clutch.
Yeah, definitely just shows you how important timing is in this game. It's absolutely unreal.
Exactly. Feel like it's like, what, 20% aim, 80% timing. Maybe remove some of the percentage on timing to, you know, some thought.
Some thought, just a bit of thought.
And I do want to point out here that we see Psyche not on chamber anymore, but they're on that jet. And we've been seeing them play some more aggressive positioning here. We saw them swing that mid door. They did die from that one last round, but ultimately gained them like that knowledge of who was there and able to like get the initial picks that they needed to clear out any rotates. And like Anna played really well off of that. Despite me talking about that, we've seen some action here. We saw Tokyo find Lux before getting traded out by Viper, and it looks like we've just seen like a redispersal here of everybody. It's a 4v4 situation, and they're kind of just playing defaulted here. They haven't really committed to a site, any util. And what do you think they're going to do here?
I feel like a good option would be pushing towards B side right now, which looks like Anna is perhaps like leaning onto.
And we do see them deciding to lean towards that B site here. Anna still with the dart, with a drone with the Hunter's Fury. Maybe it was gonna they're gonna drone in. That's their opt instead. We're gonna see what they clear here. They do spot Sandra backside, I believe, and it looks like they're going for that ping. But the Vipers, Molly kind of like that Viper snake bite kind of pushed them backside further. Where Fluorescent was waiting to take out Sandra, take out that B hold, and the spike is gonna get planted here by Anna with Loon and Emmy really close here. We'll see if they're waiting for that flank to come through from chamber. And before this retake gets set up.
Successful flank though, maybe.
Yeah, Rosa already peeking window.
Yeah, she absolutely catches Anna off guard.
Yes, before getting treated up by Psyche, who, you know, kind of had a flank of their own as they went through elbow. And Glitz backside able to find Emmy right after peeking out of that wall. And now Loon's left in a 3v1 situation. Finds one with the classic, has the dart online. Only a 60 HP though. Opts for the Sheriff, and it looks like they are going to reposition towards that mid tunnel. They're not going to have time. You can already see the team running away to save their guns here. Looks like they're looking for exit picks and one to die to the spike. Gonna get that econ reset, and there it is, Glitz with a 3K.
Yeah, it looks like BFG are truly changing it up this time. They do not want to lose.
Yeah, they're in the lead here for the first time in this series, and we can talk about how last time, you know, ESAP was on Breeze. We saw Emmy on the Reyna, Sandra again on the Viper, and Jet was Tokyo, Loon was Sova, and Rosa was Chamber. So it's very similar to the quarterfinals here. They had a combined 66 kills, and we're not seeing as much like flair here. I feel like they're getting a little like, they're not like checking their backs. We saw obviously Rosa able to get that flank happening, and they're just like kind of like not playing together as much. as we jump into this next round where they're kind of just hanging out towards A main, splitting between halls and just cave.
Yeah, I'm just quite surprised by here, given that last map was BFG's pick, and now they're just like winning on Ace's pick instead.
I know.
So a bit of a switch right there.
Exactly. We see that happen sometimes because you're like overly confident about your maps and it can show and like have last adjustment. We have Rosa here. I believe it looks like the Deported Force online. They do get smoked out by Psycho here, and it's very close. And Psycho able to find Rosa right as they rendezvous out. Fluorescent able to find Emmy right before that as the Viper's pick and the plant go online for Glitz here. BFG. Loon finds Lux. Fluorescent finds Tokyo. And now Glitz is looking to get aggressive towards this backside, maybe find Loon, finally get that plant out. We did see Loon pop 100 spheres, deny plant initially, but it went through regardless. It is a 4v. It was a 4v2, now it's a 4v1, and Fluorescent with the 4K playing outside of the ultimate, able to, you know, gain some traction, gain some ground for Sakura, even more so now at 2 gap.
Fluorescent just making the most out of their arena util.
Definitely agree there. I think they leered out of that Viper's pit we saw towards stairs, was able to clear out the person's backside, and then once Loon kind of moved in alone, they were able to get that second pick. It was very, very effective. I think they held like the positioning well, especially for Glitz there, who was just trying to get the Viper's pit and the spike down. And now we're seeing, you know, a B main kind of mid split here. We're gonna see the orb from Glitz go out to deny any like mid doors vision. We see, however, the operator on the chamber here, which is interesting, and we're gonna see some mid aggression from the entire team here as Emmy's able to find Glitz and the spike is dropped main. We have Anna finds Sandra. I don't think they realized that Anna was there until Emmy's kind of calmed it with that sheriff shot, and Rose is able to get the pick, and they have Spike and are having to hold it here. Lux with the operator and spawn, and they're gonna fall back and make sure nobody's coming from elbow, which looks like Fluorescent is. And Emmy good for another here.
One enemy remaining.
Gets 1 and 2 with the operator. Now making it look like a 2v1 situation where the spike has been recovered this time, but Emmy trying to cut off them on this B hit. Looks like they might catch Lux here on the timing. They're holding it with the heads and ooh, this timing.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Emmy.
Emmy launches it away.
B.
Yeah, go for it.
And that'll be a one situation for Lux against Emmy and attempting to get a pump in.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, I was very worried there when Sandra fell, or sorry, not Sandra fell, when Viper for their team fell with the spike here. And now Lux is trying to read exactly where, you know, Emmy is, and they know that they're wall, and they're able to get, I would say, the clutch, because they did most of the work there on that round. We had Psyche obviously go through mid and find one, but Lux with the operator, still keeping it alive, keeping the operator and that eco. Like, they have very padded wallets, obviously, but I was very impressed with their just, like, methodical approach there. And I do feel like we saw ASAP kind of, like, that initial aggression was very unexpected, which was amazing. But then they kind of like fell apart, and once they realized they had the numbers advantage, just pushed them one at a time, gave them those 1v1s. What else did they kind of do wrong there, do you think?
That still wasn't much of a crunch towards ASAP's economy though. We see rifles on rifles still, like nothing has changed.
Exactly, but we do have obviously the Bladestorm online for Psycho. We have a Viper's hit online for Sandra, and we see obviously for Empress here, and it looks like they are going to entry right through Emmy's wall here on the site. They don't quite clear the corner because of that jet smoke, but Psycho able to get 1 and now 2 with Emmy backside before getting traded out by Loon behind Orange, and Glitz then gets the trade on Loon here as they're kind of playing really aggressive for a Viper, pushing backside, pushing bridge. I don't think they quite saw Sandra, who's able to find Anna now, but they kind of drop down ropes, and it's going to be some Viper on Viper action here, it looks like. We're going to go ahead and see who gets the timing here. It's a 2v1 situation with the spike, not necessarily planting it down, and Glitz once again playing that aggressive position, able to swing and find Sandra there, unexpected.
Especially I like that angle played by Glitz right there. That was an excellent, that was so well played, like a 2v1 situation.
Yeah, you could see obviously we had Lux holding with the operator there as like Psycho kind of like swung and, or sorry, wait, I was reading that wrong. Sorry, Glitz, as Glitz swung, Lux was holding with the operator from Pyramid so that they knew that they weren't like on bridge versus below bridge. And then after they kind of rendezvoused out, that's when Glitz finally swung, because he was like, you know, it's the controller. They might not be pushing up, getting aggressive up and personal, but they did that round and obviously paid off here.
And we'll be seeing Rosa with Marshall trying to get a pick, but I'm not sure if she'll pull. Oh, absolutely spots Psycho.
Yeah, they're on a little bit of a save here, but Rose obviously trying to make the most of it, gets one. But we see obviously Arena and another member getting their picks, so it brings it to a 4v3 situation. And now that they've gotten those picks over on the A site, it looks like they think that they're going to cut off any of those like rotates over, and they're making their way towards the B site where Emmy's kind of waiting. But we see Lux with the operator pushing up in a mid position here, and the rest of the team's on their way over. But we can see obviously Loon's already kind of like was nest. I think they've misread that they're on this B site and have given up that advantageous nest position, and it has enabled Lux to kind of get a hold here. And the drone is going to come out. Emmy's left alone here as this 3-person push from main comes through. Able to find 1, 2. They don't need anybody else there with that Guardian, and they decide to pop that ultimate there, forcing Anna to fall back here towards main, along with that wall coming out to wait for the rotates from their team to come over. And now, all of a sudden, Sakura is forced back into B main as Rosa holds that elbow, holds that rotate, and Spike is down in front of that wall here.
Those were some pretty sharp Guardian shots coming out of Emmy, but now we'll be looking at a 3-2 with the hybrid wall essentially just blocking out the attackers.
Once again, timing Rosa able to swing out of elbow. Not quite find Anna, but dink them nonetheless. Only 12 seconds on the clock. No time for a rotate here as they're going to push. Loon gets found by the shock dart. 8 seconds. Lux 30 HP trying to find anyone. Isn't able to find Emmy, who gets the 3K there. I think we just saw why Harbor could be a pick here. Once they got that spike down, all that util dumping, just kind of delay for the rest of the team to get over there so that they couldn't rotate out. And we saw them run down the clock using that Harbor util alone.
Yeah, Emmy just playing it out perfectly with their util last round. That was just so unreal.
We do see full buys out of both teams. It looks like Psycho is opting for the Bladestorm instead of a buy, even though like someone could afford them a gun, which will be smart. It'll help pad their econ because their money is getting a little bit low here. We do see Lux with the operator once again here, which I think is interesting obviously for the attack, but they're making it work here. And we're going to see them once again using that Viper's Orb. I think that's funny. We saw the Viper Orbs in the same place. But they're kind of closing out that mid-door position as the rest of the team's funneled into mid here, with Lux lurking down halls. Do they have that tripped? They do have it tripped here, but Lux with the operator just decides to hold. Maybe cut off any rotates here from the A site. And the rest of the team's making their way towards tunnel. And we see, like I said, Bladestorm with Psyche, and it looks like they're kind of figuring out where they want to go here, clearing angles.
Toxins going up.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of prodding towards mid right now. Not much like entry action being happening so far.
Exactly. We see obviously Fluorescent getting some mid-door action. It looks like they aren't going to timing on Tokyo. Tokyo able to dink them before they decide to like fall back. You know, they have a 5v5 situation. They want to keep it. Glitz in a very interesting position here, and Spawn is going to find Loon. Now they have that information, but Loon's able to find Glitz, giving up that really cool mid positioning. They know that Loon is now CT though, as Psyche is making their way toward tunnel. And we see Emmy in that corner, not able to find anybody, but is able to get that orb out, probably to save their life, along with that wall to try to reinforce. Loon is able to find one, forcing through the wall and get a second before Psyche gets the trade with that Bladestorm. Psyche with another with the Bladestorm, showing why they don't need a gun here. And it looks like they're going to swing and get aggressive here. Obviously, it's a 3v1 situation. They need to be a little bit. Looks like they're re-diverting their time because they only have 13 seconds left on the clock to face off against Tokyo. 30 HP, does recover the spike, only 7, 6, 5, and it looks like they are going to get the plant down as long as they aren't contested here. At least they got that plant money. The snake bite does come through, so they're now 10 HP and vulnerable. Gets the 4K. Will they get the ace? Not quite, as Sandra gets the pick and gets that. Now a clutch because, you know, Psyche was bringing that back very fast.
Can we also talk about how sharp Loon was that round? Like, I'm just so impressed right now by these players.
Yeah, like I would probably just be like running knife out through spawn, but Loon had some great reception there that Glitz could be there. And then you want to talk about how they were on that B site?
And Sandra just absolutely saved that round for her team.
Exactly. We saw Loon, you know, playing off the Emmy's util perfectly when they were trying to get through that mid tunnel, was able to cut off, you know, 1 and 2 before getting finally like traded out by. We saw like Psyche had a great round. Still is doing great this game, and it's 6-4 here, and it's definitely not like they're obviously doing well here on the side of Sakura. It's going well, and they're going towards that A site. It looks like we see the drone come out from Anna, and we see once again that lurk from Lux up through halls, and we're seeing the rest of the team kind of push into site after getting that initial contact with Sandro through the dart. They are dropping 10 HP inside. They need to fall back here. You know, Rose able to find that Lux lurk in halls, and now the spike is going to go down from Anna as Fluorescent holding that plant. Leers through the wall. Viper's snake bite going to come through, and they decide to force through it, and it's not the right decision, and now it's a 3v1 situation with Psycho again being left to clutch for their team. But Sandra's defusing. It's not planted for them here. They only have an operator, and it looks like the defuse is going to be good here. 5-6 closing the gap to now 1 round. They keep their life with a 10 HP, and it looks like Psyche is going to keep the operator.
Last round before the switch.
Honestly, loving the big range rounds right now coming out of ASAP. Because absolutely taking back now, like 3 rounds in a row. So it looks like we'll be able to possibly end this half 6-6.
I know that would be definitely a big change of pace, obviously, from the 13-2 we saw last game. It would also, you know, change it from the 13-0 we saw from ASAP against Fury in the quarterfinals. And looks like they're trying to close things out with looks like they're trying to on the side of Sakura close things out with an A hit here, but the Viper's pick goes in for Sandra here to kind of like deny that here. Looks like they are gonna possibly drone to try and clear things out here. Looks like they are looking for Sandra here. They want this A site, but now the Hunter's Fury comes out, and Fluorescence in that ultimate, they're getting up and close personal. We'll see if they catch Sandra, who instead flicks, and Rose able to find one with the Hunter's Fury. Once again, now it's a 5v2 situation. Psyche left with the operator. We have Lux left with their own operator, kind of, with that Hunter's Fury holding down mid here. We try to get the trade from their fallen teammate. We're gonna see Psycho miss the op shot, and the Blaze Storm out of Tokyo there in shop, able to connect. And it's just left to Lux in a 5v1. They need the ace to close out the half with that 6-6. Or sorry, if they don't want a 6-6.
That's an incredibly tough situation for Lux though, looking like third force in hand and does not manage to get a shot on Luna.
Yeah, it was very close. They would have had, like, they started isolating those 1v1s, but it is the 6-6 half that we saw, or that we were saying that they could have, and they did it in flawless fashion, quite literally. None of them died. And now we're going to see how things change up here. Like I said, they 13-0'd, obviously, so they didn't have to. Do we know what they started on in that map? Because it might have been, you know, maybe it was their attack half, right? Because if there's their attack, they obviously only played 1 round on the defense, if that's why. So that could be the case. But either way, I'll go ahead and go check that out while you talk about maybe some eco, what we need to see in this half if they want to pull back ahead in the series and get a 2-0.
Yeah, seeing based on their previous matchup, I've seen ASAP being incredibly aggressive at their attacks, so maybe this will be the how to change it up for them.
And I was correct. It does look like most of their rounds were on the attack side. So this is where their strength is, obviously, since they were able to 13-0 against them. But I always thought this was a defense-sided map, not gonna lie. I usually enjoy defense as a Viper. And Sandra did an amazing job here. But we've seen, obviously, now ASAP, with their aggression, taken that site. But Psycho on the quick flank, able to find Emmy before getting traded out by Tokyo. And Glitz now on the rotate through mid, able to dink. I can't see who that was. Basically down at 0 HP here as the spike goes planted by Tokyo, and now it's a 3v2 situation, almost basically a 2v2, since, like I said, I think it's Sandra that was dinked, is now dropped down to low health, forced to play this reserve position in B main, and we see Glitz kind of looking for them as they kind of opt to go to tunnel. It's a tongue twister and a half.
Yeah, if Glitz pushes this, I believe that Sandra will be quite caught off guard, and that'll be a 2v2 then.
Yeah, Sandra plays angle, but gets caught with their knife out here as Glitz is now going on the flank here. And I don't think they quite spot Loon, who's able to get the pick on them before getting dropped to half health. And they re-swing as, you know, Anna was focused more on Tokyo there. And they're able to bring this to a 7-6. Now a lead in the map. Like I said, they were attacking on their 13-0 win and Breeze. So do you think we're going to see a steamroll this half? Or what do you think is going to happen?
I'm definitely leaning towards some kind of action. Like, looks like a pretty even matchup so far. Like, these two teams are pretty momentum based, so it's just quite going back and forth. So maybe we'll be seeing it overtime at the end.
Yeah, we saw obviously ASAP able to deny said momentum using that Harbor util a little bit, just enough time for the rest of the team to rotate over, use that Viper util on the other side that Emmy wasn't playing on. And I feel like ASAP doesn't really have, or sorry, I mean, Sakura doesn't have that as much. They obviously, like, have only the Viper here, which we could see, like, is why they were so effectively able to take that B site. Kind of fell apart after they planted a little bit. at first, but they were able to hold it out. And now we see them hitting this A site using that Viper's Pit. Glitz trying to get up in personal and aggressive, but Tokyo with the Guardian able to connect and find the one shot. They're kind of stacked here towards Cubby, but they're going to use a Harbor Wall to get out, kind of deny those shots from Bridge. Only able to connect on Anna, costing them their initiator, costing them that info. And we do see now Tokyo dropped to 17 HP. Loon with another with that Sheriff shot. Psyche with the Marsha shot on Emmy here. Fluorescent kind of coming through late through mid. 3v1 situation, and Lux swings. Little bit of an ego swing, but it worked out, you know. They got the 4K with that Sheriff. They're a little Deagle Demon.
Absolutely. We're looking at 2 rounds where Ace up down. So it looks like they do really want their momentum back.
Exactly.
But we've also seen that after winning 2 rounds at the beginning, like BFG just like clapped back and like won 6 rounds in a row. So we'll definitely have to see how this round plays out as BFG do buy up.
Yeah, like I said, obviously ASAP's on a little bit of a, like not a save, but a bonus here. As they kind of like had, like, they won with worse guns last round. But you see Loon opting for the Vandal, maybe trying to be a hero for the team here as they, looks like they're going to do a full A hit. We might see Rosa, no, Rosa decides not to lurk towards Hall. And it looks like they are just kind of quietly making their way there. But Lux pushing drop really, really fast. Looks like they might catch, oh my god, they're gonna catch them off guard on the ropes, but Rosa able to get the trade and get the gun upgrade here and decide I'm gonna go on an aggressive trip down halls myself, and Sandra's gonna be good with that jet smoke as coverage and get the Viper's Pit out here as Rosa's gonna open door before getting taken out by Psyche from their spawn. Let's gonna pop that Viper's sneak bite to try and deny the plant while the rest of the team gets over here. And once again, we just see that Harbor util combined with that Viper's util, just kind of giving them the sight, giving them no visibility over to Sakura here. But they're closing in, and they're all kind of just stuck in this Viper's Pit in this corner here. They play this well, play this together, and they do. Fluorescent able to find Sandra dropping the Viper's Pit, and chaos just ensues after that Viper's Pit falls, and the attackers somehow come alive, or come out with the win.
I would say that was incredible use of Rena to perform Fluorescent. Like that dismiss was perfectly executed. It's just that she was quite caught off guard at the end.
Yeah, as soon as that Viper's Pit fell, like their positioning kind of crumbled, because like once they were in that Viper's Pit, they were playing very together, kind of isolating. It seems like they were able to focus on, like we said, Sandra, like you said, Fluorescent was able to find that pick, playing off the teammates. But then once it fell, kind of the rest of the team from Cave kind of came out. So I think it was like 3 in the Viper's Pit, 2 in Cave, and ultimately we're able to like hold down after the Viper's Pit had dropped. And it looks like they're looking for a repeat here over on the A side. But what we're seeing here on the side of Sakura, BFG Sakura, is another kind of aggressive play. They're kind of pushing through elbow, pushing through mid here, looking to maybe get a flank. They're kind of just giving them that A site here. And it looks like we are going to see Anna go towards bridge, 2 mid doors, and 2 on that flank here. But obviously that chamber trip's in play. We'll see where it stops anybody. Lux going to look for 1 here from Sandra. Gets dropped to 60 HP. Psyche with the Blade Storm here, able to find now 2, Rosa and Loon. But now Tokyo and Sandra are left on site, a 2v2 with the Duelist coming in for the flank. Psyche reflects the Vandal. Sandra's kind of left alone. Tokyo from backside from Orange gets dropped to half health after getting the trade on Fluorescent. 7 bullets. Able to find 1 before pulling out that Blade Storm. Taps the spike, but gets timed by Tokyo with the 4K to keep them in the round. Keep that 10-6 perfect attacking side. If they get this, they'll have like a perfect attacking history on Breeze so far.
That was honestly extremely well played coming out of BFG though. Like that eco round, they managed to isolate it to 1v1, but yeah, we'll be seeing them buy it properly now. And an operator in hands of Lux.
Yeah, we've seen obviously on the attack what Lux can do with the operator. It'll be interesting to see how they change their strategy over on the defense. Obviously, looks like we can see them using that rendezvous to get an aggressive mid positioning. And what else do you think we're going to see this round?
We're looking like a bit of a mid push come out of attackers, so definitely excited to see this push towards doors now actually. Yeah,
they were able to commit obviously that wall to the side while using the harbor wall from Emmy to go through that mid position, that mid push. And now they're going to use the wall to clear out bridge, maybe get some positioning on the stairs as Emmy's holding kind of like stairs positioning. And we see it looks like Lux kind of, yeah, Lux getting pushed and aggressive with that operator here. And it's a 5v3 situation on the retake. But like I said, Lux with the operator is playing up and close to Tokyo, who's able to get the pick. Emmy finds Anna, and it's a 4v1 situation where Psyche is like, I don't know about this, and is looking for any of those people who are aggressing CT before. who've now fallen back after the Lux pick. I wonder if they'll try and get this operator and save.
I really don't know how I'll play this out. It's because she's completely surrounded.
I'm kind of hoping she waits for the spike to kind of like detonate and then runs and gets the operator, but I feel like Tokyo is going to kind of go through spawn here when they're leaving the site. Looks like they're opting to go up bridge. I think Psycho might have heard it. Ooh, looks like they are going to take a fight here and find one. And now fighting for the second, but Sandra's able to save. It looks like Tokyo there. A little bit from Nest. And it's now an 11-6, still perfect attacking half for ASAP, turning this game in their favor, I'd say. Strongly.
Yeah, looking like one step closer to the match point. It's been so unreal coming out of ASAP, like how they've just gone back up so fast.
Exactly. It's definitely not like a sweep we saw as much as we saw on the last map over on Fracture. Or sorry, was it Fracture or Bind? Oh my gosh. Mine's blank. It was Fracture. I was right. Okay, sorry. There's sand on both, you know? And yeah, we're seeing like a more defaulted position here as they split between kind of like, looks like they're kind of like hanging out outside of shop and outside of mid. But we're seeing Sakura, looks like, I don't want to say getting desperate, but they're going for an aggressive play here with their like lighter buy. You see them trying to swing that together, but it ultimately doesn't work as both of those mid aggressors fall. And Tokyo just kind of hunting now, drop down to half HP. Ana with the Sheriff able to find them, finally shutting down their little rampage. But while that was happening, Loon got the plant down over on A. And it kind of works. It's a 3v2 if they're able to convert the round, you know?
Yeah, it'll look like Ana and Alex is trying to find that retake, but I don't think that's a possibility.
I think Ana was confirming that it was planted on the A site. I couldn't tell what was going on there. Maybe they were deciding to do a lineup. But we do see the drone come out from Ana. It's going to spot Ami right behind before the Hunter's Fury comes out for Ana, trying to save this round. Loon able to find Psyche.
Managed to get some damage in there. It's not looking too good for the side, but Ana managed to get better, and that'll be a 1v1.
Yeah, that was, once again, other than Loon kind of swinging and giving them that 1v1, Sandra was in that unexpected position there and able to swing after to get that trade, I think. Like, obviously we saw them kind of just like, they kind of just like let Loon die, but it was for the greater good for the match point here. And it looks like they're going to close it out with a strong A hit. Maybe Emmy is going to lurk towards mid or join them over here towards that cave and shop hit. Because what do you think, other than having a perfect next like 6 rounds, does Sakura have to do to pull this back?
I feel like they should probably change it up, like choose a different route and actively like work to play off each other's contact, but that's kind of tough seeing as like ASAP is just so aggressive with their entry.
Yeah, and ASAP has that quarter force online that they pull. They don't check their corner, and Lux is able to find Ami and some half health off of Psycho as well, who kind of flees before getting taken out by Tokyo. Anna gets the trade at least, and Rosa, once again in that kind of aggressive positioning, reveals their positioning via opening the door halls before falling back. And we see Sandra alone on site here, gonna swing, find Fluorescent, even though they're in their Empress here, drop to 70 HP before getting the pick on Glitz. And now, we are going to see the spike come through from Ana, and the Viper's Pit as well, trying to lock down this map point, this series.
Sandra has actually been clutching the past couple of
player
I'm just watching right now, and Loon does get one right there with Vandal, and that'll be a 1-2-3 situation for Ana.
And they're spraying through the smoke, and Loon's able to connect
win.
and find Ana to bring it to a 13-6, 2-0 series for ASAP versus Team Sakura. I really thought we were gonna go to a third map there at the start of that half, or sorry, the end of the start of that second half. But once I saw that, once I saw that ASAP was 13-0 because they had 12 rounds on the attack, I was like, oh no. And we just saw it there. They didn't drop a single one.
ASAP just completely took it back. Like their momentum is just absolutely insane. Watching them and like having them be like constantly clutch these rounds and win the duels.
Yeah, and I think we saw maybe finally a map contending for Harbor's favor, like we saw Ami on the defense able to like slow them down, keep Spike once it was dropped in a position to enable the rest of the team to rotate, to run down the clock. And then we saw it obviously there on the attacking side. While the Viper's wall was on one side, they were able to use their wall mid to get kind of positioning that was advantageous for cutting off rotates, and just kind of like being able to control multiple parts of the map using that extra util. I would say possibly better than like maybe just some general smokes agents was. Obviously that wall covers a lot of positioning, especially because of how long it is and the curves that you can do to clear out different angles. And like I said, for me, star was Emmy, but who do you think else kind of stood out for that team for you?
Honestly, out of all the players I watched, Sandra really stood out to me because like clutching last minute. I feel like that's something that really matters, and they wouldn't have like so many consecutive rounds without her.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think Sandra was very cool under pressure, and obviously any Viper on Breeze is gonna be an MVP. Like that's definitely like her playground of a map.
Yeah, I definitely have a soft spot for every Viper player. I really love controller players.
I totally am not a controller player now. I do have an Aster or a Viper once in a while.
There's
But
just
either
so many
way-
so much work and thought that like goes behind that position. Like honestly, the best position to be in.
Exactly. They're just like I don't want to say too much pressure, but so much dependence on you and your smokes. And
Exactly.
I think like
yeah.
taking that pressure off by having Emmy also on a controller allowed Sandra to get into some cool positioning. We saw them get aggressive when they needed to be on orange, on stairs, and it definitely won them a few rounds on that attacking half. And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it was an impressive series, I'd say, and I can't wait to see what this team does going forward.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and once again, these teams are not competing for nothing here. They are competing for $400, just $400, and $1,100 in Berserk vouchers. And just in case you didn't know, I just found this out, Sojo, and even though I'm in America, I might want to order it myself, but it's Berserk.
As you should.
I know, yeah, Berserk is like one of Australia's largest alternative online stores. You know, they got them cosmetics, they got that hair, they got that makeup, derby clothing, and a bunch of other pop culture wear that's kind of amazing. And like, maybe that's a Christmas present for my sister. She loves that kind of like clothing. And, you know, obviously you can see the split of those prizes on the left, but I can see ASAP, you know, climbing up there, obviously, to those finals, you know, they want those $500 in Berserk vouchers.
Right, so what are your thoughts on the game so far then?
That was the first game I got to watch in the series, but I do think like when I was watching on Fracture, like we said, ASAP had like that very forward momentum, that forward aggression, and we just saw it again on the attack side for Breeze and why they were able to not drop a single round so far in the tournament on Breeze. And I think going forward, if a team can shut them down, if a team obviously like maybe we'll have to say like a double sentinel comp or something to shut down these attacks and these rotates, because they just kind of like dominated whatever part of the map they took over. And I feel like the only time like Sakura was able to shut it down or like get close was when they did something kind of risky, did something on a flank, did something like being positioned where they didn't think they would be positioned, and it obviously paid off. It almost paid off for a few rounds, and like that's kind of what they did on the defense as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed watching all of these games so far. These players are incredibly impressive, and I look forward to the future of the OCE female and non-binary scene.
I do too, and like this is my first time interacting with the scene over in Oceania, and it has already been amazing. Like we said, some amazing talents, and like I said, I cannot wait. I'll be here the next 2 days, so I definitely will get to see ASAP again. And I think you're coming back too, so hopefully you'll get to see them again.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So we'll be here to follow their journey, maybe to the final or to winning it all. We'll see. And with that, I believe that closes out our series for the day. Thank you again. I'm Zobi. I've been joined by Soju, and
Yeah, thank you so much.
it was such an amazing day, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day, guys.